It's also like, I talk a lot this year about staying with something for a year, how powerful that is actually, because most people won't. And I don't mean just like having a company for a year, but like having your plan for a product rollout and just keeping it for a year, there's a high chance you'll have success if you were to just simply do that with it. And I use like different examples of multiple things that if I had kept doing for the past 12 months, they would have each made $1 million. And I had different reasons to not do them. Most of them were on purpose, but some of them weren't. But I could see the path of each of them making $1 million. And so when someone wants to make their first million, it really is like, can you be disciplined enough and patient enough to just do this thing for a year?
Exactly, that's what I was just saying. I am honored to see you.
The Queen.
How you doing?
How are you? Good. How was your travels?
Have you been out there already today?
I've watched everything so far.
Oh yeah, how has it been?
It's good. It's really good production.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, the camera work's exceptional.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks really professional. It's like you're on 60 minutes of bed or something.
Yes.
It's that quality.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
That's awesome. It would have been 1998, I think.
Is that what happened?
I brought Uggs to my mother because I went to Australia.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
and to her and to her sister, and they fell in love with it. They were the only ones who had it.
Yeah.
Of their friends.
Unreal.
Because I was in, that was when I was in Adelaide.
Okay, gotcha.
And to me, it was very foreign. It was like,
Yeah, it would be, yeah. So you were one of the leading influences back then.
No, I wasn't. I was like, what? And she's like, you're going to keep you so warm.
Yeah.
That was okay. The beginning days.
It was. Well, first 20 years. I love doing this event, this Founders Table event. I did this in Detroit a few months ago, and I just love the audience. I love the questions. Abby is a great interviewer, and they just have their stuff together. They're Amazon. They really want to help entrepreneurs, and that's what I wanted to teach people together. And I get to hang out with Brian, who started UGG Foods. That's crazy. So like the people they pull together, really interesting group of people.
I actually read the brochure beforehand and looked up the website and had no idea what a great portfolio she has. And all of the people that she has in her portfolio, I would probably invest in, which is pretty unusual because I hate VC websites, But no, it's going to be really interesting being on stage together. I'm terrified of what questions are coming, but just got to wing it.
Yeah. Hi, I hope you're enjoying this episode. Join me at Your First Million Live. Go to yourfirstmillion.live, and because you're watching this video, I'm going to give you a deep discount on your ticket. Type in the word LIVE, L-I-V-E, at the checkout for any tier, and I'll see you there. You'll be in the building. You have to be there. Join me, TLC, Janelle James, Sheila Johnson, Rich Paul, Issa Rae. Check it out.
This whole thing on lockdown. I need you to be my media mentor.
I can do that. That's not a problem.
You have a lot of big stuff coming out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna become a blur, so I'm trying to stay really in the moment. Yeah, it's important.
That is something I'm not very good at doing.
Oh, really?
I'm practicing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of always on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And so everything does feel like a blur all the time.
Remind me where you're based?
New York.
New York. What part of your origin story for Casper?
Well, I talked about how it's a little bit, these things are kind of accidents or they never go the way you plan them. I was originally in medical school. I was supposed to be a doctor, and I dropped out. And then I moved to New York and I started a different e-commerce company, which was not working. But I happened to just sit next to a guy in a co-working space, and he was telling me about how he used to sell mattresses online from his dorm room.
Okay.
And I was like, that's a dumb idea. Nobody's ever going to do that.
Wow.
But then we ended up spending a lot of time together and became friends, and that was kind of the genesis for the idea for Casper. Was my dad is actually a sleep doctor, and then we started thinking about, like, could we build a cool brand that focuses on sleep, but, you know, sells direct to consumer.
Your dad is a sleep doctor. Was he part of the company?
No, I was definitely not.
You have like a, I don't want to say sleepy vibe, but it's so calming. And to be, it's almost making me like super zen. Is that something that you, like, are you more chaotic when you're working, or are you sort of like found this peace?
I'm generally pretty high energy,
Yeah.
but it depends. I've been practicing trying to be more present and centered.
I find that when things are really chaotic, especially for other people, I get really calm. Like the calm, like the tornado eye.
I'm
But I'm
very
like,
similar.
I have high energy.
I read a lot.
Any,
Actually, I listen to books a lot. And actually,
yes, me
I
too.
have such bad ADD, I can't actually sit in front of a book and read. But
Do you have diagnosed ADHD?
I do.
Get all in your business.
In a way, it's great to be an entrepreneur because you're like, you can context shift
Yeah,
50 times an hour,
yeah,
but then dealing with that, it can be
yeah.
hard.
So I don't have ADHD. My wife does, and other people here have it on my team. And it's been so fascinating learning about it with her, like as part of her experience. And it's like
Yeah.
almost every month there's something that comes up, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. That's why. What are a couple of metrics from Casper? Like what's something that's awesome?
We grew pretty fast. We did like $1 million in sales in our first month,
Oh wow.
and then 100 million in our first full year.
What? 100 million in your first full year?
We did,
What?
we've done about 3 or 4. No, it's got to be, yeah, maybe it must be like 2 or 3 billion in total sales by now.
Incredible. I'm still getting over the 100 million in the first year. Was that through a lot of marketing, or was that like content marketing, or was that something else?
A mix of both. So, one, there was no competition, and we really figured out how to do really good brand marketing, and we also figured out how to market in places where other people weren't. So, we were early to podcasts. Do you think in the world of like generative AI, they'll go in a place where it's like they can ask Arlan questions?
Yeah, I would love
your
that.
bot will be trained on like your videos and
Yeah,
other things,
I definitely think they're going in that direction. I've seen a few of those recently, and I have my own being created right now for my own away message because I get so many emails. Instead of just having an away message that has a list of people to reach out to, we're building, starting with the chat bot, but we're going to train it over time to be a little bit more sophisticated.
Like if they ask you a question, it'll be like a sample reply.
Yeah, it's going to be like, you're going to know you're not talking to me.
Yeah.
Top 20 things that I get asked. And some of it will be very specific, like, I'm an investor in one of your funds. I have a question about K1s. It's very specific too.
K1s.
Oh, I don't even know why I don't know why I said it because it gives me so much stress instantly.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I'm always waiting on one K1 to
Yep.
do my taxes.
Yep.
There's always
This year was
one you're
rough.
missing.
Rough.
And then you just get yelled at by I'm sure it's like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get yelled at quite a bit, but
who would have thought
I understand.
taxes would be one of the most annoying parts?
taxes. Yes. Yeah, compliance is super important when you're handling other people's money. It's super important in general, but when you're handling, we have thousands of investors because of our Reg CF that we did.
Wow.
We did the first Reg CF in the country for a funds management entity, so that 6,000 people can have a piece of our success.
What's a lesson that you give to people that want to be new fund managers and follow in your footsteps?
Don't do that. I say only do it if you have purpose and passion around your thesis. Because if you're doing it to get rich fast, it won't happen. If you're doing it because you think it's glamorous and it's like fun giving out money, it's 10 times as hard, and I've done both. It's 10 times as hard as raising money for a company.
Yeah.
So it won't give you that. But there are ways that you can impact the world, really, and impact a lot of people's lives. Depending on what your thesis is, and it doesn't have to be a DEI thesis. It can be a, generative AI, but safe, whatever the case is. Or it could just be that you want to see people of certain age have access to capital, something like that. So yeah, that's what I would say to them. And then I would say interview at least 10 fund managers of all sizes, mostly smaller, before you do it. Before you reach out to any lawyer, before you do anything. Well, reach out to a lawyer before you do anything, but before you make any big moves, I would say just
learn
interview.
from other people.
Yeah, learn and ask them to be really honest with you, because a lot of people will try to make it a really nice path for you because they don't want to bum you out. Get the real. And if there's going to be some people, there's that few people who are like, I don't care that it was so tough for you. I don't care that it'll be tough for me. And they'll go into it ignorant. And then when they do it for 10 years, they'll realize it was tough, but they've already done it.
Yeah.
And
Don't you think you have to be a little ignorant to do these crazy things?
Yes. Yes. You have to be blissfully ignorant to start a company or to start a fund.
Venture Catalyst, Arlan Hamilton.
So everyone here knows that General Hospital is the best television show that's ever. We can all agree on that. A few years ago, all the soaps started dying out because they were losing money and they couldn't stay on. And so all the soaps started getting kind of cheap with their production to give themselves more runway. General Hospital added scenes and added sets to what they were doing. They went the other direction. They didn't have any more money than the next person, but they found a way to add to what they were doing. So then more people watched it because it was more interesting. And a lot of those other soaps didn't make it, and General Hospital is still here with us today. Thankfully.
You're enjoying this episode, join me at Your First Million Live. Go to yourfirstmillion.live, and because you're watching this video, I'm going to give you a deep discount on your ticket. Type in the word LIVE, L-I-V-E, at the checkout for any tier, and I'll see you there. You'll be in the building. You have to be there. Join me, TLC, Janelle James, Sheila Johnson, Rich Paul, Issa Rae. Check it out.